Hello, boys and girls. I'm still at 42 Gear Street, and I'm here to talk about high-gain guitar amps today. And there are two things that I love about Bavaria. One being the beer, of course, and the other one is there are some legendary high-gain guitar amps coming from Bavaria. As you can see, I'm here with two guys, with Jürgen and Martin from Engls, and we're here to talk about the history of the company, about their new products, and I'm really excited. So, welcome. How are you guys?
Fine, and you?
Fine.
We partied hard yesterday, to be honest. So no, but I'm fine.
But unfortunately, no Bavarian beer.
No Bavarian beer, but it was okay.
Yeah.
What do you think? Let's talk about Engl. My first one was a Fireball, but I even when was that, early 2000s or something? But I also remember playing an Engl Straight, which I think was one of the very first Engls. But why don't you tell us how it all started?
Sure.
Back in the 80s, right?
Yeah, 83. So Edmund Engl, our founder from Engl Amps, had the idea to store every setting from amplifier, and with his technical friend Horst Langer, he built the first digital amp. So
a digital amp?
Yeah, the Engl digital amp. So back then in 83, I mean, that was
revolutionary.
Yeah, right. So also during the music mess in Frankfurt, 84, I guess, it was mind-blowing for a lot of people. So they came and to the booth.
What was that amp ever released?
Sure, sure.
Okay, so there's a digital Engl, digitally controlled Engl,
yeah, only controlled.
Yeah.
tube amp. And was that a high-gain amp already?
Not that much.
That way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Most people know Engl for high-gain tones, like metal tones.
Yeah.
That's what it stands for. So was that the plan in the beginning, to become a heavy metal brand, or was there any plan?
So I guess the plan was to bring out the revolutionary digital amp first of all.
Just to have your presets, all your settings dialed in with only pushing one button on the floor.
Then we had a version 2 of the digital amp, and then
Which already sounded a little bit better because Horst did a lot of improvements in the preamp stages.
I thought that the Engl Straight was the first one. I mean, that's also a legendary amp. Some people say it's still like the greatest Engl amp ever.
Yeah.
I have used it in the studio because, I mean, that was a high-gain amp.
Yeah, right.
When was that released? Short after the digital one, or?
It was after the digital one, yeah. So do you know the exact?
I think it was back in 1985, 86.
86, yeah, something like that.
Somewhere around.
And it had also a lot of different sound options, as you know.
Yeah.
And was also step forward. So not technology-wise, not. So, but sound-wise, definitely. And a lot of people like it nowadays as well. So it's
any plans for a reissue? You're not going to tell me, right?
It's a secret, top secret.
Because I know a lot of people actually who own a lot of Engl amps, but also the Straight, and still love it.
Yeah.
So it's, I mean, of course, people always love the vintage amps, so to say. But I know a lot of people who would love a reissue.
What I could say is, I mean, we have in 23 our 40th anniversary, so maybe there is
Engl Straight reissue.
I don't know.
Okay. And what were the other milestones in the Engl history after the Straight?
Yeah, after the Straight, the biggest step was the Savage 120. So
which is my favorite Engl amp, by the way, the Savage.
Yeah.
Lovely sounding amp.
So it was 1992.
92, yeah.
It was a huge step. So also from the form factor. So it has the bar design, or the design what we have nowadays.
The rails.
The rails, and it was 4-channel. So back then it was also
revolutionary.
A lot of sound option, more than the Straight had back then, and the Master AB, what was also introduced by Engl.
Okay.
Yeah, and
but also the sound. I mean, I have an Savage 60, the old version in the studio, and I use it all the time. So it has a sound that is still up to date in a way. But what about the new version? I haven't checked out the Mark II version of the Savage. Are there any like sonic differences, or is it just
So after
features? Or what's the difference between the old and the new?
So after 25 years, we decide to make a Mark II, build in a MIDI and a noise gate, and also in the Mark I it has not separate gain stages for each channel.
Right.
And that was also an improvement.
That's a little weird because you have those two gain, or one is called gain, the other one is called I don't know that, but there's like
it's a more of a
something I've never understood. I just
both are depending. The second one is depending on the first one, so it's.
But and that is different in the new one.
Yeah.
So that one just has a normal.
Yeah. So you have for each channel their own gain.
Yeah. I just crank them anyway. So.
Yeah. And some new sound options like the mid lean mid both function.
Yeah. The sound concept is now a little bit rounder, so it's more up to date.
Some small updates. Yes. It sounds a little. You're saying it sounds a little less raw or something? Is that what you're saying?
No, I wouldn't say that it sounds less raw. Okay, that's raw.
You're on my couch, okay? You're intruding on my personal space.
But
who's that guy? Yeah, continue. Yeah. Just ignore him. Just like the dogs.
I wouldn't say less raw, but it's still the same character as the old one has, but it's just a little rounder in the whole sound concept.
Okay. Yeah. Because I gotta check it out, because that's what I like about the Savage. It just sounds savage, you know. Yeah. It has some kind of raw distortion, some kind of raw crunch that I really like about it. And I also really like the power amp, by the way. I use it a lot for my pedals and stuff. The power amp of the Savage, I think, sounds great. Yeah, but let's move on. After the Savage, next milestone.
I guess sort of was also a big milestone was the Blackmore amp. So,
but that is based on the Savage, isn't it? Or?
Yeah, it's based on the Savage technology, but back then with the Straight, so. The uncle from Edmund, it's the Bruno. He lived in the United States, and he played football. And also Richie Blackmore is a huge football fan.
Okay.
And they know each other. And
in America, it's called soccer.
Yeah, or soccer.
Yeah.
The real football.
Yeah.
The real football, right? Not American football.
And so Richie tried the Straight. And he was also mind-blowing from that.
Okay.
And then they started in 1996 the Blackmore signature.
That was the first signature amp from Engl, right?
First signature amp, yes.
Right. Then came the Fireballs and Powerballs, right? Was that early 2000s or something?
That was the early 2000s, yes. So we had also, but between that we had also the 580. So it was a fully MIDI programmable preamp.
All right, yeah, the rec gear, right?
Yeah, the rec gear, the fridges.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And
a lot of people played them. Yeah, I had them a lot in the studio. The preamp and the power amps. Yeah.
That was quite a huge success, and in the 2000s, so over 20 years ago, so with the full MIDI programmable feature, it was also mind blowing.
Also the knob settings and everything, you could store to each position of the knobs and each push switch function you could store to a preset.
Yeah, and then came the Powerball Fireballs, which back then, like in metal, everybody played them. It was 50-50, like either people brought a 5150 to the studio or they brought Powerball or Fireball to the studio. I gotta say something negative. I don't like the first generation of Fireballs and Powerballs very much. I love most of the Engl amps, but they were kind of a little fizzy sounding and a little overgained. People love them, but not me. I gotta check out the new version because people tell me it sounds so much better.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
So that was the Powerball era, and also the Savage Special Edition, and the Special Edition was quite successful.
But that one, that's also called Savage, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, so
But it sounds totally different than a Savage 120, right?
The first one was the Savage Special Edition, and then we took out our own series that called Special Edition.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds a little bit confusing to the customer.
Yeah, so maybe we do that.
And then there's always Engl something something. You write me emails that says, yeah, the E62. I'm like, I don't know what that means.
We should teach you.
It's like Ibanez model names. Nobody knows what that means.
Yeah, so they are internal.
Finally. So.
Fucking Kristian Kohle.
I love you. If you create a new amp, how do you voice it? Is it like a technical process where you just try stuff and then, you know, it just sounds good and then you go on, or is there some kind of vision about a tone, or is it different each time? So how do you create amps?
I would say it's different each time. First of all, you need to say if we create a model for Engl itself, or for maybe a signature, like the Marty Friedman on the back. So then Marty came and talked to us what he want, or what he currently also use. I mean, he used Steve Morse, he used the Powerwolf Special Edition as well, and he liked also the Steve Morse quite a lot, and but he liked also a simple design. So, and then we check what we can do and make some revisions.
And you've just released this one, right?
Around 2017.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looks beautiful. Hope you can you see it? Yeah, down there. That's the Marty Friedman. Can you say something about it? Because I haven't played it. Inferno.
It's infernal.
It's infernal. Fucking evil.
It's red.
It's red. It looks great. Is it based on another Engl model or what?
So mechanical wise, it's based on the retro tube. So from the faceplate, because it has two independent channels or EQs, and that was also a goal, and that's why we used the mechanical side. But sound wise, it's totally different.
Okay, and that's a new design, like not based on the Savage or on something else. It's like a new design.
Marty came with his sound, how he wanted the amp to sound, and we made it.
Okay, awesome.
So mostly the artist plays some Engl amps, and we're trying to figure out, okay, in which direction we have to move, and then we build up a prototype, and then we tweak it until the artist is
happy.
Completely,
Okay. Yeah. So if I have some kind of sonic vision, you know what to do, how to make it happen. Yeah. That's cool. So what is the latest Engl release right now? I can see this one here.
Yeah.
I can see something purple over there. What are your latest releases?
Yeah, so the latest release is the Iron Ball Special Edition. So it's based on our famous Iron Ball, so in our quite popular lunchbox head. And we built MIDI inside the effect section, then the impulse response loader.
Wow.
What you can see on the back, so maybe also.
Yeah, turn it around. And a power soak.
Yeah.
There's a power soak. You can load your impulses. So that's what people call a modern amp, right?
Yeah.
With all those digital features.
So the cool thing, it's best of both worlds. So you have the 100% analog way, so the preamp power section, and then we add the digital part.
I really want to try those small amps as well, because I only have the big bulky ones, like the 100 or 120 watt amps, which are great for metal usually because they stay kind of clean, you know, a clean low end. But I really want to try your smaller amps. There's a Fireball, right? A small Fireball.
Yeah, the Fireball 25. So it's also on this side, like the purple custom shop one.
Yeah, that's custom shop.
Yeah, that's a custom shop, and we introduced the custom shop program this year. So
wow, okay.
You can choose from different Tolex colors: white, red, green, purple, silver, snakeskin, red, and black snakeskin. And then you can choose also the corners. So do you want, or do you prefer black ones or the chrome corners, the regular ones?
So I can order my own custom Engl amp now. So
Yeah.
that's new, awesome. And the purple one really looks nice.
You can choose different knobs, the illumination you can change, so the inside and of course from the switch itself.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's quite popular.
And how long does it take for you to build my amp? Is that a long waiting time? Or?
Yeah, so around 10 to 12 weeks.
10 to 12 weeks. But it's worth it.
Yeah.
It's worth it. It looks amazing. And how many people are currently working at Engl? How many are you?
So around about 20, 21, 22.
Talking about digital, like IRs and stuff, so how do you see like the future of guitar? Is it going to be fully digital? Is there going to be a place for tube amps still? Because you also released a plug-in version, right, with Brainworks and UAD?
Yeah, so we work since long time ago with Brainworks, Universal Audio together. So we released the Savage, the Victor Smolsky signature head, the retro tube there. And also with IK Multimedia, we worked on the Powerball, the one. And
so there's a Powerball inside Amplitude or what? No.
So they have it. Yeah. So that's the thing from the plugins, plugin side, and we work also with Synergy. So you heard also from.
I checked them out yesterday. Yeah, I saw there's a Savage, right? Savage preamp?
Yeah, Savage and a Powerball.
And is that the exact same preamp like in the Savage, or is that another edition?
Yeah, so I mean you are a bit limited of 2 tubes.
Yeah, okay.
And
so we 4 gain stages.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you cannot make the whole
distortion or the gain with tubes.
Not the gain itself,
but you cannot
all
integrate
channels.
all functions, all channels because.
Of the limitations of the system. So
Okay.
But you have a channel then, and sure.
But you have designed those preamps, right? It's not Synergy. It's like it's an Engl design.
The brand itself designs, and Synergy produce it and and sell them.
Yeah. And how close is that to like a real Savage? Is there another
a Powerball?
Powerball. So how close are they to the real thing? If I play. Because it's a different power amp, right? So
so the main difference is the power amp. If you're using the Savage power amp with the system, you get really close.
Okay, awesome. If you want me to check out the Synergy, let me know down there in the comments, please. But it seemed to be promising. Time's up. Okay, there's someone pointing at me. Okay, so we got to go. Later we will revisit the Bavarian beer, hopefully, together. And I will check out some more Engl amps in the future. I want to check out all your amps. We haven't talked about the Invader, which is a great amp. I want to check out the new Savage. I want to check out the small amps. Thank you very much for doing this. Great information. Leave a comment down there. Thanks for watching. See you in hell, motherfuckers. Bye-bye.
Bye.